in Community Connection. Thank you all for tuning in with us this morning and each and every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. as well as Sunday morning at 8:30 a.m. right here on Comcast Cable Channel 96. This morning I got the perfect show for you. I have someone that's very, very special in my life that has played a very important role and still is after over 30 years. That's Miss Bobbie MCDANIEL. How you doing, Bobbie?
Fine, fine. It's nice to be here, Sharon.
Well, I'm glad that you could
Yes.
join me this morning and tell all the fine things that you're doing in the community now, as well
Okay.
as what we did before working in the hospital. But I want you to give us a little history about Bobbie MCDANIEL. Just tell us a little something
Okay.
about you.
Well, I'm Bobbie McDaniel. I'm a registered nurse. I have one son, 4 grandsons. I currently work for the city of Chattanooga, but my favorite job at this time is working for Rose of Sharon, adult assisted living. And I just love it there. I've been there now going on my 3rd month, and I've really bonded with the people there. I've worked at Park Ridge Medical Center in the past, Sharon and I both. We graduated from nursing school together. Like she says, we've known each other over 30 years. We've seen our kids grow up, and I just love it. And it was just God that ended up getting us back together at this time, because I'd ran into her daughter and had told her, you know, if her mom had anything for a nurse to let me know. And it just so happened that a young lady I sent over to your facility told me that you were looking for a nurse. And when I called over there, Danielle at the time was working and told me to come over and fill out an application, and you interviewed me and hired me for the job, and it's been well ever since. So I really like it. I'm also a foster mom.
Wow.
Right now I don't have any foster kids, because when I got the job at Rose of Sharon, it was just too early for me to have foster kids and be getting up that time of day. I felt like it would be an injustice to them that I wouldn't have the quality time to spend with them like I would like to. But I love it, I enjoy it, and I definitely love going to Rose of Sharon. I'm supposed to do a couple of hours a day, but I end up staying there about 4 hours.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, Bobbie, it's just amazing that we had the opportunity to come back together to do the talent that we both have, which is caring for someone.
Yes.
And our nursing experience that we've had over the years. You know, being a young lady coming into Park Ridge to work at the age of 18, it wasn't many nurses that looked like you and I.
Right.
But you were already there. And at the time, you were an LPN. And something made you go back and get your RN degree. And what was that?
Well, you know, at that time we had a CEO, and he would always tell me, he said, you know, Bobbie, you really should go back to school and become a registered nurse, because you're good at what you do, and you might as well, you know, earn the money to go along with this job that you're doing, and you love it. You know, so he agreed that I could work the hours I needed to work to go back to school at the time. And then we all got together, because we ended up in the same nursing class and graduating together, and I just love it. I mean, and the experience we had at Park Ridge was a positive one.
Oh,
you know?
yes.
And like you said, there wasn't many black nurses there, but the ones that were there, we loved and cared for our patients.
I think when I got there, we only had one African-American registered nurse, and she worked in recovery,
Yes.
where they were waking up from anesthesia.
Exactly.
And I was like, wow. But then I saw you. You were the only LPN, I think, and it was one more that was there, and her husband was a police officer. That you two were the only 2 LPNs that I knew, and was always crispy white in your uniforms.
Thank
and
you.
made me very proud to want to be a nurse. But with that being said, we worked together, and I remember you all was my encouragement, because I was going to school, trying to get out, had the kids, and you know, was trying to take my classes before I got into school. And you were my prayer warriors, and y'all would say, Sharon, you could do it. And I was like, well, what? But anyway, I went on and I got out. And then I think he was just a year or so behind me. And it was just amazing what we could talk about at that lunch cannon.
Yes.
We met for lunch every day, and we had our little group. And practically everybody in that group is a nurse.
That's right. We all became registered nurses. That's right.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
you know, and we just want to be encouragement for the young people out there that's thinking about the nursing career. It's a great field to be in. I know a lot of people are graduating from high school, don't know what they're gonna do. If they're caring and loving, we would suggest nursing.
Exactly.
You know.
And you have to have that passion. You have to care about people. Don't get in the profession just for the money. It does pay good money, but it pays off in the long run. God will bless you if you care about the people that you're taking care of.
And that's so true.
Yes.
And that's one of the things that I always go out when I'm in the community to tell. Everybody want to make the money, but nobody wants to do the work.
Exactly.
So if you're not really caring, it's not the way for you.
No.
But for those who do care, it's a great way. And you will have a job before you get out of school, like you and I did.
That's right.
And over the years, you ended up being the assistant head nurse on the orthopedic unit. So if you want to know about any needs and all this after surgery, call Bobbie. But anyway, just all the things that we did and the memories that we had working at Park Ridge. I don't know how many years you was there.
And when I left Park Ridge, it had been like 28 years.
I left at 23.
Yeah, and I went, you know, to work for Cigna Insurance Company as a case manager.
And you started your own business.
Yes, and I had answering service. Yes, I did that for a while. So, and you know, it all always stemmed back to nursing. It always had something to do with health care. So, yeah, so I really loved it. And it's just a passion of mine. When it comes to older people and children, I thoroughly enjoy it. Those are my two passions, taking care of them.
And see, that's sort of like that slogan we use, taking care of those who wants to care of you.
And that's why I love that slogan, you know, taking care of those that once took care of you. And it extends farther than that, even for the people that didn't take care of us. Think about it. It could be your relatives that are there, and you want to know that we're giving the best care that we can give, even though they're not related to us.
Right.
You want to do the best.
You know, sometimes what I see is, I ask this question constantly when I'm out speaking, who wants to be in a nursing home? And 99% of the people say they want to be at home.
Exactly.
And so we start providing home and community-based services. But a lot of the assisted living facilities are very costly. And it was not affordable for people to be able to get in. So I am so glad that we have a facility such as Rosa Sharon Senior Villa that has been serving the community now for 13 years.
And that's great. Because, you know, when I found out about your facility, well, you know, I was with you when you first opened the first daycare.
You sure was.
Yes. And then when you took over, you know, Rosa Sharon Senior Villa, and they were telling me, because, you know, I'm not originally from Chattanooga, that that was a nursing home. I said, I didn't even know they had a nursing home over here. But I think it's great. I mean, the facility is nice. The people, the patients, the clients I've interviewed so far that we've got coming on board, they love it. I've shown them around. I've told them about the facility, and they feel like your facility is a family-oriented facility. You know, they felt comfortable with the staff and clients that were already there.
But you know what? Mostly they feel comfortable with you and hopefully myself. To feel the love that we're giving them through caring. And so, I mean, and I want to applaud you for coming to work for somebody that's really your friend. Sometimes it's hard to work with family and friends. But you came on because I had a need and you were able to fill the void. And what I want you and I to do is we're going to let them see a little bit of Rosa Sharon Senior Villa and what we bring to the city at a minimum cost. It costs, but we have funding through the Chattanooga Housing Authority for the housing part, and the Choices program for the needs of what you and I do, which is the medical entity of the program. And so I think we need to just take a minute and let them see a few things.
Exactly.
And don't you turn that dial, because we'll be right back with Caregivers and Community Connection.
This is Mocha. If you don't know, now you know.
Welcome back to Caregivers and Community Connection. I know you all are enjoying this show today. Two nurses talking.
Yes.
It's about like two preachers talking.
That's right.
We don't give it a break.
Thank you.
But what I was thinking about, making sure that we gave the community a sense to know what a day at Rosa Sharon Senior Villa actually looked like.
Okay.
First of all, I think we start our breakfast. So when you come in the morning, what do you see?
Okay, when I usually walk in first thing in the morning, there's usually already like 5 or 6 clients sitting in the dining area.
Ready to eat.
Ready to eat. So, and they're telling me, okay, where's the coffee? And I said, well, give the cook a minute. She's got the pot brewing. And they've got the table set, you know, so we can get the clients out. And then the techs are out getting the clients ready to bring them into the dining area. And then usually while they're doing that, we go on and, you know, check the vital signs. If they're diabetics, we check their blood sugars to make sure everything's going well with them. For those, you know, that are up and showering and all this and getting ready. Now we have some that we have to, you know, entice and get them on out there.
Right.
And we encourage everybody. We don't leave anybody in the rooms. We bring them out to the dining area because we want them to interact with each other because that's important.
Yes.
And, you know, we go through and once we finish breakfast, then we usually go to the activity room and we're either watching TV and talking about what's going on in the world, you know, like we have our opinions.
You do, you vote.
Yes, that's right. And we verbalize what we think about the things they're showing on the news that day. And then usually, according to what day, because like on Fridays, we have the nurse practitioner that comes over. So we try to have all the clients out in the activity room because she brings a nurse with her that gets their vital signs, that weighs them. And you know, we just ask questions, how they're feeling, is something going on that has been going on all week. And then anything I observe during the week, I've already got it documented in the nurse practitioner's book. So she knows the patient, the client she needs to pay special attention to. And anything that happened maybe the night before, after, you know, I've been gone, then we call her attention to it. And usually after that, most of our patients are kind of sitting out on the patio, enjoying the weather because it's getting warm now, so
Right.
they can get out. Anybody that we have that's got doctor's appointment or going to the daycare, we make sure they're ready so when the van gets there, everybody is ready to go where they're supposed to be. But it's a good day there, it really is, and I like the environment. I think things are going to get even better, and not just because I'm there, because I'm
I
this
know.
bubbly person, but I think things are going to be great, and the clients, they just love me, they love when I come
Well,
in.
you're a bubbly
Yeah,
person. You have
yeah,
a great spirit. And that's the reason why I was so happy when you decide to give of your time to
right,
come over there and do something for them and, and help support something that I was doing or trying to do in the community
right.
by giving them that extra place to stay versus from home directly into a nursing home.
Exactly.
When you don't make a lot of money, you don't get a lot of choices.
Exactly.
And so I'm glad that we're able to offer that type of service to the community. But I know you assist them a lot with their medicines, or you're there with the text to make sure if there's any needs that they need to ask you a question about,
Yes.
that you're there to help to make sure that goes well as just listening to the clients to see if it's something that they want to talk personally to you because they know
Yes.
you the nurse.
Right. And I've seen too that the family loves it now that they know that a nurse is on duty.
Oh, yes.
Because they call and then they want to speak to the nurse. Or if I call them, I leave them not only the facility number, but I give them my cell number. Because if I'm not there, I want them to feel free to call me, to ask me questions, and I can get back with them. I don't want them to think, well, you can only call me from 7 to 10.
Right.
No, you can call me anytime that you feel something is going on with your family member that you want to discuss with me, that I need to get the doctor involved. So, no, we don't have a set time of day. We want them to know that we're open to them anytime.
Along with you, you can't even imagine how big of a help that is to me. I'm on call 24 hours a day
Yes.
for Rosa Sharon Senior Villa. Have been for 13 years.
Yeah.
And to have somebody else that they could call as well, because it's important for the family to feel comfortable where they keep their loved ones. Even though we're a small facility, we only house about 28 residents, and we leave 2 beds for respite.
Right.
And this is the time of year for family members to travel or just to take a break. And we encourage you to use Rosa Sharon for a one-night stay up until a month.
Yes.
I mean, because every caregiver need a break.
Needs a break, yes.
Yes.
Exactly.
And most people die before the person that they're caring for
dies.
Yeah,
That's
so
right.
that's one of the things that we wanted to say. And then also, I went to a meeting on last week with the providers that's providing care in the Choices program. And one of the things that I noticed, and I want to say this to the families of Chattanooga, if you're in the Choices program, make sure any correspondent that come to you in mail that you complete it within 30 days and send it back in. If you don't, more than likely your loved one will be discharged from the program and you're going to have to restart the paperwork all over. Mac, I know a lot of families don't know that.
Yes.
If they're in our facility, of course, myself, you, and the nurse practitioner, we're making sure that that paperwork is done.
Yeah, right.
But there's a lot of family members that's in the home and community-based choice program that don't know that and are losing their benefits.
Okay. And it's a great thing that we have you and that you actually get out there in the community and give people this information that they need so that they don't lose what they already have and have to initially start over again from the beginning. Because that's a lot of paperwork.
Yes.
And so you play a big part in that and you help tremendously. And I'm sure they appreciate what you're doing for them.
Well, I know over the last 4 or 5 years, I've been on the air with Caregivers and Community Connection, as well as Sharon Cares now on Groove 93.5 every Sunday from 12:30 to 1:30, but I felt like I needed to touch the people. So over the last, I guess, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I've been to Mary Walker Tower, I've been to Gateway Tower, and I also been to JC Towers, and I'm on my way to Patton Towers, and I'm talking to the seniors about these services, but really for those who have it, making sure that they don't lose it. So I encourage you, I encourage the community, if I come to your tower, please make it your business to come down and hear what I have to say. Of course, I'm giving away my money.
Right.
I'm giving away
Yes.
T-shirts that have ball on it. Do you know what that stands for?
Now what?
Being active and live longer.
Oh.
So we got a club. They always tried to say Mocha was a club.
Right.
So I thought I'd come up with one. It's called
Okay.
the Ball Club with Sharon Senior Services. And so when I was at JC Towers just the other day, when I left there, we supposed to give away 10 shirts. I ended up giving away 16 because 16 people came down there. Where's my shirt? Where's my shirt? So I have ball shirts for our residents at Rosa Sharon,
Right.
our day center in Chattanooga, in Cleveland, and the caregivers in the home with Sharon's in-home personal care. So, and we are gonna do lunch at Mocha the second Thursday of every month.
Oh, that's great. And you know, the thing I like about it is that the people can put a face with the name. You know, it's one thing saying, you know, I own Sharon Senior Villa, but the people's never met you. They've never personally got to speak to you, ask you questions about the facility. What is it? What about the people that work there? What kind of people do you have that's working there? Are they caring, loving people? Do they, you know how to be sensitive to my needs? Because if I was to send my mom there, if she was still alive, I would want to know that even if I wasn't there, that those girls were given the care that I would take care of my mom like, you know. Not, I don't want her to feel uncomfortable. She can't speak up when she needs to. And that's what I like about that environment. The patients have a chance to view their opinion, and we give them that opportunity. We want to know, you know, because I go around, I ask them in the mornings, like after breakfast, well, did you enjoy it? Did you have enough to eat? Because we don't have a limit on things. Now, for those that are diabetics and maybe on a special diet, then we just can't let them, you know, overeat. But yeah, we want to know that you've had enough for that day, that you're getting the nutrition you need, and that your family is aware of that.
Right.
That we're doing the things that we're supposed to do for you.
That's great. And I'm so proud to have you to be a part of the staff and to know that we help them with bathing,
Yes.
dressing, housekeeping. We do their
Yes,
laundry.
the laundry.
We make their medical appointments.
Yes.
We take them out on activities.
Activities,
I
yes.
mean, we have an activity director.
Right.
Asia is fantastic.
And Asia is great with those people, I'm telling you. I don't know how you got this young lady, but she is fantastic. Those patients love her, I'm telling you. Those
You know
clients
what?
love going with her.
And she loved them like
Yeah.
I love you
Yes,
for
well,
being a
thank
part
you.
of Rosa
Thank you.
Sharon.
Thank
And
you.
I want to thank you for
Yes.
coming out and spending some time
Yes,
with me
you're
this
welcome.
morning. Thank you so much,
Yes,
Bobby.
you're
Keep
welcome.
doing what you do.
Thank you.
Okay.